Hello gang, Geezer here. On day 17 of my anterior cervical discectomy and fusion recovery, things ain't looking so bad. I had my 2-week follow-up yesterday, and I saw the PA, and she's really sharp, knows what's going on. She was in the operating room and assisted in my surgery. So speaking of that, here's how it looks now, day 17. She thought it looked good, and she said the glue they secured it with would just keep flaking off now and go away. So all the issues I pointed out to her, she had answers for. Knowed why and what for and when to go away. My ear hurts, and it hurts over here when I swallow, like sore throat like thing. It's just because when they pulled everything out of the way, the esophagus and everything, they stretched everything out, and held it over there for a while. So that stuff's all got to settle back down. And then she showed me the before and after x-ray, and on the before, those vertebrae, the discs had slid so far in the back that it's really pushing on the nerves. And the bones was rubber, bone on bones where it was. So when they cleaned all that out and put the little cages in there and put the hardware in, they stretched them vertebrae back out where they're supposed to be. So what that done was my esophagus and all the muscles in the back and the neck, they were all used to this little lower elevation. Now everything stretched back out. That's why everything hurts a little bit. Less now, but it did. Because it got all these muscles in the esophagus, everything's got to stretch back to where it used to be before my discs went bad. And as far as we can tell, mine were bad a long time and went undiagnosed, so everything was shrunk. So now if somebody asks me my height, I can say 5'8" and a bit. But she said the ear and that sore throat thing should get a little better every day. The coughing's getting way better every day. I only coughed 2 or 3 times so far a day, and nothing hard and long periods. The fact that half of my pills get hung up when I take them and don't go. She said, "Yeah, that'll clear her." She says, "If you're having trouble with one particular pill, don't take it for a couple of days, then try it again." The esophagus and everything's got to settle back in, and everything inside my throat is mad because they got disturbed, and when they got to wait till they settle back down and become friends again. So, but she said everything's going good, so I don't have to go back until the 4th of August for another follow-up and an x-ray. And she showed me the two x-rays, the before and after, side by side, and there's a pretty amazing difference. She said, "I'm still having a lot of pain in my left arm." And she said, "That's because my nerves were severely pinched, and now that they're not, they got to get back into working mode." He says, "They're firing a lot of different signals now. And that's why I'm getting pain here, and then I'll get a pain there, and then my fingers will go numb for a while. Then it'll be all right, because the nerves got to get back to what they normally do because they were cut off. Now they got to figure out what their job is again, type thing." So it'll settle down over the next week or 2, or maybe 10 days, 3 weeks, something. But she said it'll get better. They'll still drop a lot of stuff when I try and pick it up, but said that'll get better. That's all part of them nerves waking back up and getting back into the business, So they just got to learn what to do. So all in all, it's pretty good. But the really good part was I asked her, "Hey, can I go back to work?" And she says, "Well, what do you do?" No, now I'm a geezer. She thought greeter at Walmart or janitor at Target. I don't know what she expected. I said, "I cut wood." She says, "Cut wood?" I said, "Yeah, I go out in the woods. I cut down dead trees. I drag them up the hill. I buck them up into smaller pieces. Then I put them on the wood splitter and I split them up and make firewood. I chainsaw. Use chainsaw a lot." She just looked at me for a second. I could see the little hamster spinning around in there trying to figure all that out. And she said, "Well," says, "you can ease on back into normal activity." She says, "Do what you normally do, but if something bothers you, quit it. Wait 2 or 3 days and then try it again. Don't force it." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, so turning my head stuff is not an issue now? No. He says, just don't do the old chin to the chest thing. You know? He says, don't do that. But you can look, turn left and right, up and down, drink. So that's not an issue now. It's cool. So, my neighbor drove me over there yesterday and then got through my appointment pretty quick. And then we went to Jungle Gyms and the big Walmart there and Sam's Club, and we had them all hammer full coming home. So I spent a bunch of time today unloading, putting things away, building shelves and stuff, and it's raining again, so probably like Monday before I go back out in the woods and try anything. So maybe I might start small where we got that big maple down and just trim it up with the electric battery power saw. It's the lightest one I got. Ease into this a little bit, but we'll see. But yeah, I said I can do anything I want now, just take it easy. He said, if you do something and it hurts or is uncomfortable, stop. Don't do it. Wait 2 or 3 days, then try it again. She says, all this stuff here has got to readjust. So, you know, it's way different from even 5, 6 years ago when people couldn't do nothing had to wear a neck brace for a month, and weeks or months, and couldn't go to work and had to spend 2 days in the hospital. Here I had my surgery at 8 in the morning. We was headed home at lunch. How easy is that? Now, it's only been 2 weeks, now I can do anything I want. If it bothers me, then quit it. But she said, I would, for another couple of weeks, try and restrict your lifting to 20, 25 pounds or so, somewhere in that range. So she said, and if it bothers you, don't lift it. Try it again in a couple, 3 days. So there's that. So I don't think I got a chainsaw weighs more than 25 pounds, but we'll see. Maybe I'll take the scale out there and weigh him. But anyway, it was all good news yesterday. See? She tested my strength and tested and looked there. And she did say, we talked about that inflammation I had on day 3, where day 3 was a really bad day. And I explained to her how I get a lot of inflammation, and I had Ludwig's angina, and they didn't know how I got that. And when I get sinus infections, the antibiotics usually don't do nothing. I got to go get into my family doctor so he can give me the steroids and the antibiotics, and the steroids cleared up. So she said, okay. She said, well, if you get that way between now and your next follow-up, if you think you need the steroids, you just call us, and we'll send in the prescription electronically. So she said, don't let it get real bad. Just call. She gave me the contact number there. Call us, and we'll send the prescription right in for you. So no hassles on that. They understood, and they know what's going on. So there's that. So, folks, that's where we're at on day 17. I'm pretty pleased. Throat still hurts a little. Ear still hurts a little. Ear hurts less now than it did this morning, so it's getting better. Swallowing's still a pain in the neck, but I can eat food. Some foods I can't eat yet, so I just try a little bit, and if it works, it works. But supper foods, meal foods, I can eat no problem. So that's fine. Once in a while, a little bit of get hung up. Okay, damned. So I'm pretty pleased with where it is. So I don't know how many more updates I'll do or when I'll do them. Maybe I'll just do like 1 a week or something. And if there's any issues, I'll maybe do another one, you know. So if I get another information or something bad happens, I can do one then. But it should be all clear sailing from here. So switch over from my acdf videos to my In the Woods video. Another one will be released tomorrow at noon. I already got it uploaded. It's sitting there ready to go. So follow along. Get your friends to follow along. You know what to do. Poke the buttons. Like. Subscribe. The like one's this one. Poke that one. And the share button. Send a link to somebody you know. Tell them, hey, this is a nice guy. Let's go and tell them, when you tell them to come look at my videos, tell them don't forget to subscribe and poke all the buttons. So before you walk away now, make sure you poke the buttons. All right, this is the geezer saying, doing well, feeling better, and I can't wait to get back out in the woods. See ya.